Camera speed.
Take one.
Hey everybody, it's Johnny Hobbs with Hidden Gems, where I will be discussing films from decades past that didn't quite get on the radar when they were first released. And today, from 1979, we have Over the Edge, starring a very young Matt Dillon in his first ever film. This film takes place in a community where there's teenagers roam, and they have like this kind of rec center that they hang out in, adult supervised rec center, where they can kind of hang out and just, talk and, play some games. And a lot of them are just, kind of being hassled by one of the local police sergeants because they're teenagers and, they're known to get in trouble like we all did when we were teenagers. But they hopes that there's going to be building an amusement center. Well, anyways, those plans fall through as they want developers to come in instead and build more homes in this community. Well, these kids are very upset about this. And there's also a lot of side stories going on. One of the kids is selling drugs, typical 1970s teenage stuff, And so things start to boil up, and Matt Dillon's character gets in some trouble. I can't tell you what happens because you got to see the film, but things boil over. These kids are frustrated that their community center is being taken away from them. This police sergeant is hassling them. The parents are not listening to them. So there comes a point where it all comes to a head, and they kind of trap the parents inside the school and start wrecking things and trying to get their own way. And so this is a kind of a film for the times, because you can look at this film, again, it takes place in the late 70s, and this was typical teenage life back then. You got to remember, there was no internet, there was no social media. It was just what we had around us. That's what we had. And if there wasn't anything around us, chances are we're going to try to get in trouble. So a couple of reasons to check this film out. It's a great young cast. I mean, a lot of them didn't really go into anything famous except for Matt Dillon and a few others, but a really great young cast. They really pull it off. It's very real. It's realistic. It's how teenagers kind of were and acted. Another reason is I remember this film kind of pissing my parents off when I first saw it, because they didn't like the fact that these kids were getting the upper hands on the adults. And another reason is because, again, this is kind of a time capsule. If you want to know what was kind of happening, back in the 70s, how people were and how kids were, this is a perfect film to check out. So, again, from 1979, it's Over the Edge. So check it out, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and we'll catch you on the next episode of Hidden Gems.